Good morning once again, YouTube world. As you can tell by the footage you have just seen, I enjoyed my time this week in Super Game Shack and milling around CEX and things and such. I picked up some bangers. Now, as the title of this video suggests, that I paid for these 6 video games using pure luck. What happened was, I went out to CEX and Super Game Shack. I picked these games up. I spent maybe a little bit more than I wanted to. Now, I came home and on my doorstep there was a letter. I opened said letter and it was one of those gambling websites, yes, that was like, oh, Mr. Oliver, you have done really well. Here is 20 free spins on a game. So I was like, ah, lovely. So I sat down and played those 20 spins. Now, I spent, I believe, 97 quid on these 6 games. Something along those lines. It was quite expensive. Yes. So I sat down and I was playing away. And I won £100. Ta-da! So yes, I paid for these games using nothing but luck. Makes sense. It's not repeatable. I'm not going to continue to like buy games, then gamble, then win, and then do you know what I mean? But that is how I managed to get these games for free. Ta-da! Yes. And there's some bangers. The first one on the PS4 VR is Theseus. Now, it has taken me about 3 days to figure out the title of this game. On the front, it looks like the Zeus or the Zeus or the Zeus. But yes, I found someone saying the title and it's Theseus. Yeah. Now, about the game. It looks... Have you played Astrobot? If you have, it's kind of like that. You're a third person watching a person do some stuff. But this is about a guy called Theseus traversing through a labyrinth and you have to escape a minotaur. So it's like quite dark, quite ominous, really cool looking game. And like the PS4 VR is super cheap. If you've got a PS4, get the PS4 VR, buy games like this, have a really cool time. Yes, that's top tip of the week. Buy a PS4 VR. The next game I picked up was for the PS2. You may remember a couple of weeks ago I picked up a Guitar Hero for the PS2 and I think I got, what was it, Guitar Hero 80s in like the big box niceness. So I wanted to play more Guitar Hero songs. So I picked up Guitar Hero 2. I believe this was only like 3 or 4 quid. 3 or 4 quid for all those songs. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. There's not much explaining to do when it comes to Guitar Hero. You know the score kind of thing. You have a guitar, you play some songs, you have a nice time, you get better, you play harder songs, and then you feel like you are an actual guitarist when in hindsight you're playing with a piece of plastic. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, this made you feel like you could play a guitar, and then you would see people playing a guitar and you was like, oh, I can't do that. But yeah, Guitar Hero 2, really cool. The next game I picked up on a bit of a whim. I don't really have much history when it comes to this genre, but it is Dragon Quest, the Masked Queen and the Tower of Mirrors. Yes. I would assume this is kind of a JRPG kind of esque thing. Once again, if I get any of the genres of these games wrong, get in the comments, you tell me. But yeah, I believe it will be like Final Fantasy-esque. Do you know what I mean? Get some characters, make your characters very powerful over time, but it's just a lot of pretty colours and cool stuff. These ain't sort of my particular favourite genre of game, where it is sort of half hour and have a nice time. These are sort of big quests where you spend many hours. But then again, Elden Ring. You know what I mean? Really cool though. Nintendo Wii. Buy a Nintendo Wii. Nintendo Wii is the best console of all time. Yes. Convince me otherwise, but yeah. Dragon Quest. The next video game, I have no history at all, but it was in Super Game Shack. Now, Super Game Shack. Every sort of so often I go in there kind of thing and I pick up a few games. they will always knock a couple of quid off. They're very nice people in Super Game Shack, Leicester. But yes, I picked this one and Theseus. And I said, oh, can I have both of these, please? And they said, of course you can. Here is a couple of pounds off for being a nice person. And I was like, thank you. Yes. But yeah, this is Root Letter. The sort of limited edition-y, boxy edition, comes with a beautiful art book. I've had a look at a small bit of gameplay for this, and it looks very sort of like Telltale-esque, like a J Telltale kind of genre-esque kind of thing. Like scenarios come up, you answer questions, you say nice things, and then things happen. Yes, I looked at like I said, a small piece of gameplay footage, because I don't like to like watch walkthroughs, because then you're not playing the game, and then by the time you play the game, the surprises that you saw in the walkthrough are no longer a surprise, and you know they're coming, so it's not as good. Yes. But yes, Root Letter. It comes with like I said, like a lovely art book and things and such, and it's, yeah, it was in pristine condition. Such are all the games at Super Game Shack. But yeah, really cool. You tell me if you've played this game. You tell me what it's like. Yeah, but don't give away any secrets. Yes, Root Letter. The next game I picked up, it was in Cash Converters, and it was relatively cheap. It weren't like the cheapest game, but it was relatively cheap. It is Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, the big box, lovely edition. Yes, once again, like Root Letter, this will come with a beautiful art book. I believe this comes with stickers, and it still has the stickers inside it, and it's in like pristine condition. There's not like a mark on it anywhere, no dents. It comes with a beautiful steel tin that I very much like. Have a look at that. Yeah, it's quite dark, quite ominous, sort of atmospheric. But yes, about the game. It's Nathan Drake, once again, and the gang, going out to like some places in the world, killing enemies, solving mysteries, finding treasure, having a nice time. Yeah, so if you played sort of an Uncharted game, then imagine that, but incrementally the graphics and gameplay get a bit better, and that is the Uncharted saga. Yes, in a nutshell. But yeah, if you like number 1, you're gonna love number 4. It just gets better. Really cool games. Yes. Sick. Now the last game I picked up was for the PS1, and on that day that I went to Super Game Shack, I went with my brother, and we were both talking about PS1 games that we really wanted, and this was sort of on the top of both our lists, and luckily I managed to find it first. Ta-da. And it is Roll Cage on the PS1. Yeah, such an amazing game, like really fast paced, really cool driving thingy. Yeah, like you can go like through bridges and stuff like that. Tunnels, that's the one. You can go through tunnels and stuff like that, but you can like go on the roof because your car's like, it can do this. Yes, so you can drive along the roof. The only thing about it is like when you go back to being like normal way round, it's really slow, so it's very decombobulating. But I can remember playing this as a child, and me and my brother had the demo, so it was one level. You could pick either one of 2 cars, and you could do one level, and you could drive around that level as many times as you want, and me and my brother used to just see how fast you can get around there and who can do the biggest jumps and nice tricks. But now I have spare money, so I can buy the game. So yes, so gassed to have this. Such a sick game, like very fast paced, really cool, lots of colours, have a nice time. There is a Roll Cage 2, and there is a spiritual successor to Roll Cage on the PS4, I believe it is, but I can't remember the title of it. So if you can remember the title of the spiritual successor to Roll Cage on the PS4, you tell me. But yeah, I believe Roll Cage 2 is kind of rare and hard to find. Will I pick it up? More than likely, yes. But yeah, Roll Cage. And that concludes my video game pickups for this week. But like I said, As the title suggests, I did pay for these games using luck. Would I repeat it? No, I wouldn't. Could you repeat it? I wouldn't recommend it. Don't go gambling. But sometimes, if you get free spins and stuff like that, then you magically have games. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video anyway. See you again in the next one. Peace.